Just a very brief reflection for today. As you can see, I'm outside, but I think the shading and stuff is a little too much, so I'll try and get a different location for the next one. I am reminded today of a Zen story. If you ever watch the Jon Stewart show, you know he often ends with what's called a moment of Zen. Usually for him it's a moment of irony. But the Zen story that I'm reminded of came from my friend Rebecca at the seminary. It's about a man who had a house up on a hill that was overlooking the lake, and he saw off in the distance a tsunami that was coming forward, and he thought, how can I get down to warn the people in the town that tsunami will be here before the warning gets through? So he set his house on fire, and all those who came to help him up on top of the hill were thus saved. And that's an interesting thing to ponder. Those who helped, those who trekked up the hill because they saw someone in need, obviously, were saved. What about those who weren't? And did they get what they deserved or not? So this is an interesting story to ponder. Of course, we could say it's karma in addition to Zen, or it's morality, or it's an ethical story of some sort. There are all sorts of ways to interpret it. I know the way as it's written, it's supposed to be interpreted, but of course we can put it in a lot of different ways as to how exactly we want it to bring meaning to ourselves. Do we rush up the hill to help? Do we see people in need and not help them? On the other hand, if people are being helped already, do we really need to be interfering with that? If I were to stop for someone who's had an accident in the road, which I occasionally do, I've had some EMT training, and of course I'm a chaplain, but sometimes if I stop and do that, I'm in the way, and the people who actually know what they're doing push me away, push me aside, and that's okay, and that's what they should be doing. So there are different ways of taking this story. Like any good story that comes from a spiritual or scriptural basis, there's often more than one way to interpret it. And I invite you to reflect on the story and think about what it might mean for you.